Look here at my leg, it's doing much better. I don't know if you can see that. Here, I'll take this off and show you. It's doing a lot better. Right here. See there? Stitched up good. I guess later I'll put a video talking about how I hit myself with that axe, because it is an interesting story. And some of y'all seen that video, I think, before they removed it. And some didn't. That won't even fit there, so I'm gonna have to. Oh man, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can get that under there. Yeah, I brought this from home. This thing's beeping at me where the batteries aren't charged. Put that there. Those are decaf. I don't want. My wife accidentally got decaf. I did not want decaf, but I'll drink them. They're good, especially that McCafe brand. It's for headache or pain. Honestly, for this, I haven't hardly been in pain at all. Thank the Lord. All things considered, I hit my leg full on with an axe, hard, swinging hard, and somehow, you know, it's okay. You know, it's so much better than, not better than I thought it would be. Honestly, they did a good job stitching it, but then I believe the Lord had mercy on me too, the way it hit, because he said he thought I hit the bone. I went too deep as the bone, but I didn't actually hit it. I went right beside of it. So if I would have hit it and it would have fractured the bone, which it probably would have with that swing and that axe, probably would have fractured the bone, then it would have been a whole different story. I would have been having to go through another hospital and probably maybe getting surgery done, which is something I've always been afraid of that word, really. Even only surgery I've ever had, I had my wisdom teeth cut out when I was about 19, all 4 of them, and one day my face swelled up like a balloon. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to start this truck in order to run that Keurig. That's all there is to it. Now, what did I do with my, there they are. I had some caffeinated ones, got a big pack of water. I haven't had time to rearrange this. I just loaded this stuff up this morning. That's why it's all disarranged and stuff. This is the GoPro kit that I got. Awesome thing right here. This GoPro, I'm really liking it. I'm gonna put this right up here actually. And it should stay there. Yeah, we'll put him right there. Here's where your radio goes when you get one. CB radio, I think they call it. All right. This is gonna be hard because this thing doesn't come off, and I may be able to get it to work like that. Yeah, this is the one from home. I just brought it until I get me one. I'll modify one of these water bottles if I have to. Whatever I gotta do. I wanna put some tools in here too though. Let's hope this works. Well, it's saying not ready. GoPro's awesome. It's gonna make it so much easier too. All you gotta do, I was wondering how hard it would be to edit videos, you know, with these GoPros. And all you've gotta do, it copies it right to your phone. So I can edit it on the same software on my phone as I did before, you know. Just gotta copy it to it. All right, ready to brew, it says, so. Let's hope I get it. I think that's it right there. Yeah, it won't fit under there. See how much tall this thing is? Oh, I love the smell of coffee. How could you not love the smell of coffee? Especially good coffee. There's so many different kinds. I drink it black now, and like I've drunk it for years, you know, with creamer and stuff, but I've been drinking it black, you know, where I've been trying to diet, and I do love certain coffees black if they're the right kind of coffee, good quality coffee. I may have to do another. Let's do another. This thing can fit a bunch. We need to refill on the water. I'm still trying to figure all this stuff out. I just brought this pack of water. That's very handy to have. I'm thinking about getting me a jug of water too, so that I can wash my hands and stuff when I need to, because you do need to quite a bit, and you're not always at a place where you can do it. So trash can, I'll try to change that every day if I can. Sometimes I might not be in a location where I can.
Head 3 miles ahead, take left ramp to Abraham Lincoln Bridge, I-65 North.
Abraham Lincoln Bridge.
Take left ramp to Abraham
Here's the GoPro I got. It's the GoPro Hero 12.
North.
And it's really handy. I just kind of had it aimed up too high, so I need to work on how to adjust it and everything, but it's very handy. All right, So now, I mean, this was leading me the right way, this was not. So that's why it's good to have a backup, you know. Over posted speed limit.
6.4 miles ahead. Take left ramp to Abraham Bridge I-65 North.
But yeah, as you can see, it can be a little hectic sometimes, and these things can give you trouble. Once you get these long stretches, I've got 278 miles, so I should hit a good long stretch of highway that says like continue for 90 miles, 100 miles, 150, 200. That's what I like. But you're gonna have these times in these cities too, to where you're trying to figure out where to go, where to get turned around at, what to do, who to talk to, if you're going the right way, all this stuff. It's part of it. I'm not complaining, that's just part of the job, guys. It is. I mean, maybe I am complaining a little bit. I definitely don't favor that, but it's part of it, you know. All things have up and downs. The paperwork is definitely part of the downs in this. Doing all this on the computer, I don't like that at all, but it's something I know I have to do, and I've gotten more used to it. I'm still growing with it. And then finding the customers is one of the worst parts. Sometimes it takes you right to them. Sometimes it takes you like 3 buildings down the road, and then you're having to get turned around. And it's not so easy to do with a truck and trailer like this. It just isn't. Not for me anyways. And even for the experienced guys, I think it can be tough at times. But they're so used to that too, though. That's probably, you know, kind of second nature to them. Okay, so I better slow down. See how it's saying 55? So what I'll do then, what I've found is you can go 4 miles over the speed limit without it saying anything. So I'm at 59. I set my cruise control, so I'll just do that. I'm going 59. That way I can go as quick as I can without getting in trouble, because it will post it on here if you it'll post it on there if you go over for too long. It'll log it that you were speeding. So I get those distance warnings all the time, like where I get too close to a vehicle and don't slow down enough time. That it doesn't take long, and it pops up and says warning, and it logs that when it happens, if I'm not mistaken, every time. I've got a lot of those. But anyways, I'm heading that way, going to Indiana, I believe, right now. But that right there's the final destination, I'm thinking. So I'm not sure why that's that far. I thought Indiana was only 100 some miles away. Maybe they're not. Maybe they changed their mind on the fuel stop or something, because the fuel stop was only a little over 100 miles away. That's 276. That's the final destination right there, I think. That's probably I'm guessing Wisconsin. I need to get over. It's always good to, well, here. Yeah, car, you ain't gonna let me over, are you? Oh, I get aggravated at these cars and stuff sometimes, and the other truckers. It's easily done out here. I mean, some people, they'll let you over and some won't. I was going down, I think I was in Chicago, which is a horrible place. Oh, see, I sped back up. Which is a horrible place, Chicago is, and I mean, horrible place to drive. Horrible place to drive. And honestly, I wouldn't want to live there either. But anyways, I was going down through there, and there was a vehicle, a big semi truck on the side. He had his reflective triangles out. I needed to get over, and there was like 4 other lanes on the other side. And well, there's 2 cars here in my mirror, and they would not get over for nothing. I even beat my horn at them, and they still wouldn't get over. Because he was actually like right on that white line, or right close to it, and I knew I needed to get over, but they wouldn't let me over. There was nobody on the other side of them. They could have got over, but that's just how some people out here do you. They're not courteous like some other people are. And then some will get right over for you. You know, they assess the situation, they see that you need that space, and they give it to you gladly. They're happy to. What I'm showing here is how this co-pilot will lead you the wrong way sometimes. This is a dead-end road right here. As you see, it's just like a little spot to turn around is all that's there. But my co-pilot's telling me to go straight that way, and I had to back out into a four-way stop in order to get turned around right there behind me. And so sometimes that'll happen. That's why I think it's really good to have a backup GPS to get a good quality trucking GPS. I'm in Chicago, Illinois here, which can be a pretty tough place to drive. A lot of tight areas. The consignee that I went to here this day, I'm just leaving there actually here. They were pretty hard to get in and out of. But one of the guys that worked there, he was really helpful. He actually went out of his way to help me back in and everything, and just a really friendly guy. I really liked his personality a lot. And I didn't even ask him to help me. He just came up and started helping me, which I'm glad he did. But he was one of the guys there that staged the trailers at that particular place. I'm not a city person. I've always been raised in the country, but I will say there's something beautiful about seeing these old buildings. Like as you can see there, the mist kind of has like a fog over those buildings. It was in the morning and it's just beautiful. And then looking at some of the older ones in the neighborhoods, it looks like places I've only seen on TV. Like when I was driving down through these highways, I'd look over and you could just see these roads and these big tall buildings on both sides of them. And it looked exactly like the ones I've seen on TV, honestly. And they were old buildings, but so they look neat. You know, there's a lot of history there when you look at them. If there's two lanes, turning lanes, you always want to be in this one, you know, that one that's farther away from the curb. Because if you're in that one, you're not going to be able to clear that curb. You'll run right over it. It's hard to clear it sometimes in this lane, depending on where you're going. This is ridiculous though right here. I'm gonna have to call my fleet manager and find out what's going on. They're still saying I'm off route. Hopefully this thing is just wrong. I'm not sure. Try to find out. Here's a different delivery here. This is Wisconsin, and it has some beautiful buildings. They're different looking, like that little, I'm not sure what you call that, almost look like a little clock tower or something. And then that place there as well. There's just some beautiful places there in Wisconsin. This consignee, I remember it well. It was right next to a river, and it felt kind of sketchy going in there. It's very tight spaces right beside of it anyways here. This is it right here. I mean, you see the building there and then the space, the road in between it and that river. Not a whole lot of space for these trucks, really. There's a fellow railman there. You see a lot of those in Wisconsin and near Indiana. A lot of rail drivers. Probably where they've got terminals in both areas. I've heard that I think Gary, Indiana is their busiest location. The thing is, too, these consignees all have some of them have different requirements than others. Like, see here, they told me to drive back here and get on this scale, which you'll see me coming to here soon, right here. And then it had instructions for how to use that. And then it printed you off a ticket. Then they told me I had it empty with me. They told me to take it around this way where you see me going now and drop it back here, the empty. And so I dropped it, and then you got to go back and get on the scale again. You got to go bobtail and go back and get on the scale again and use a number from your first ticket, and it'll give you another ticket. Then you go back to the office, the shipping and receiving office, and you get your BOL and those receipts and staple them together, and you put them in a box and leave them there for them. You keep your copy as well, you know, so that you can send that in, your paperwork. Beautiful area there. Look at that. That looks like, I'm not sure if that's a spillway or what, but there were people in boats there and fishing and everything. It was just such a nice, beautiful day that day. In the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. I remember thinking, this feels like spring weather. And then I realized, wow, it is like spring weather. It's in the 70s. This is a place right here I just recently discovered. I didn't know what these were. They look like just exits. But it's called an oasis. But I had never went to one of them until today, and I was getting low on my time. I think I had 20-some minutes. And so I pulled up in there. Didn't think I'd find a spot, and fortunately I did. They also had a building there with lots of different food courts, and I ended up taking shelter in that too, because we actually had tornadoes in this area, so it was pretty scary. Latch must be broke. All right, anyways, that latch must be broke. So I'm gonna get my clothes here. My bed's a mess. Jacket. Won't be needing that much longer this year, Lord willing. I want my Fiskars in here right now. I got these waters in here for coffee and stuff. I'm gonna go and put my jacket in there for now. Just get it out of my way. You are dealing with, you know, kind of tight space. Here's some GoPro stuff. I had this open earlier. Close this thing up and put it up now. And I'm just gonna put it, I think, right there. That'll be fine. There's the lid of this cup. I may make me another coffee. I'm gonna put that up there. So I'm gonna keep this down for storage, because I can put that, some other stuff. I still want to get me a microwave for here. The Keurig, I'm gonna have to find out a place to put it where it will stay without, you know, going all over the place, which I'm good right now on coffee anyways. So for now, I'm just gonna kind of scoot it to this side on the floor. That way it doesn't go all over the place. All right. So I've got some spinach in here, eggs, mushrooms. Tonight I may cook something. Bell peppers. These are good for low carb, from what I read. There's bologna, which ain't the best thing, you know, it's carnivore diet, but that's just got 1 gram of carbs, so that's not too bad for the carb diet, actually. Got some ground turkey there. These are all ground beef here, individually, portions. So, but for now, I think I'm just gonna get something like this and these pork rinds, because these are low carb. A lot of fat, but low carb, so that's what I'm doing, is low carb. So for now, I'll just do this. This is, I like this fridge because it gives you a surface too that's at a good height, you know. If I had one all the way up here, yeah, it would give me more space, but I wouldn't have something to set that on as good, I feel like. Anyways, still red light. Checking that, making sure. Put this back on. There. Got a water. All right. Good over, boys. That looks like cat food or something. It really does. I've got to take this one to Wisconsin, it's saying, which is a long drive. It's a lot of miles. That's awesome. But what is this? Is this another one already? If this is another one, that's awesome. Because there's 480 loaded, 50 empty. You all let me know about that. My trainer was saying empty doesn't pay as good as loaded. I wonder what the difference is in the pay, because I drove a lot of empty on the way home. I guess I'm glad I brought that trailer at least though, and it bobtail, because at least I got paid for the empty, right? Which maybe I would have got paid bobtail, and I'm not sure how that works. Maybe somebody can explain it. And everything too. Yeah, they're still loading it. I got to get my paperwork and stuff, and then I'll click here on depart. Oh, okay. There. So my fuel stop's in Lebanon, Indiana. That's what that is. Whenever it has fueling instructions, that means it's a fuel stop. So I'll drive 153 miles to there, Lebanon, Indiana. Fuel up there, and from there, oh, I'm going to Gary, Indiana. I wonder if it's the rail terminal. It should tell me. There's another 130 miles. So, let's see, I'm 153, that's 283 miles. Almost 300 miles right there. And I've drove 115 miles so far. This stuff, and I know you probably would think pork rinds aren't healthy, but they're low carb. For a low carb diet, they actually are. They're acceptable. But anyways, I was thinking of doing lives with my GoPro on my head while I'm driving, so that way you can get a real perspective of what it's like, which you can anyways. You get a perspective of it when I do the videos and other people do videos, but you can see it live happening, you know, like that. Nothing hid, all exposed, you know. So and I'll just have to figure that out, exactly how do I do that, because I could use my phone to go live, but I don't know how to connect the GoPro to where you can see, you all will be able to see what the GoPro is seeing, and I won't be able to interact as far as answering questions goes or reading them or anything. I'll just be able to talk and show you what I'm doing, and then after that I can answer questions, you know, once I'm parked somewhere and safe. Another thing too, sometimes I'll get a whole lot of comments at once. I don't have time to reply to everybody at once, so I wait until I do, because I don't feel right usually replying to one person and not replying to the rest of them, you know. So that's why sometimes it takes me a while to reply back to you, but I'm very thankful. That's why I try to put a heart to show you that. But anyways, yeah, tell me what you think about that. Would anybody be interested in seeing that at all, like me doing lives with me driving? Because it's not distracting, you know. It'll be on my head and me talking. Like I talked to my trainer when I drove quite a bit, a lot actually. We talked a lot while I was driving, you know. You just gotta pay attention to what you're doing still. It's like people listen to music when they drive and stuff. You just gotta pay attention. Now if I was adjusting with my hands and stuff, that's different, but it'll be on my head and you'll just be seeing what I'm seeing. I see all kinds of people think I'm crazy seeing it. They probably think I'm talking to myself. But anyways, I'm gonna try that out and we'll see how it goes. My leg's doing great. I hit it with an axe 2 days ago, hard, full on blow hit. I mean complete full on hit. It bounced out of my leg, the axe did. It bounced out. And I thank God that I'm doing as well as I am, because I mean it feels so much better today, 2 days later. It's really something to think that.
Because you prayed all night and
Head 3 miles ahead. Take left ramp to Abraham Lincoln Bridge I-65 North.
Abraham Lincoln Bridge.
Take left ramp to Abraham Lincoln Bridge I-65 North.
Here's where I ended up parking for the night, and it was such an easy spot to get into. All I had to do was pull straight into it. I was surprised this place had any places left, and as I said, I've seen these places all over the interstates, but I never knew what they were. You know, it looked like a big building over top of the interstate, and they called this one an oasis. But yeah, there were tornadoes right in this area that actually touched down on the ground, and it got really bad there. My wife was telling me, she said, "There's tornadoes." She said, "Where are you at?" And I told her. She said, "There's tornadoes that are right in your area." And I was right next to the lake, you know, right here. I'm actually there right now, still editing this video. And it got really windy at one point. I left the truck and ran in that building. And I seen some other truckers do the same a little bit after. And then there were people there too who were running in. And I just kind of stood in there and waited for it to die down. I almost thought we was going to get hit with a tornado. Honestly, I've never been right in the middle of one, but my trainer told me that he seen one when he was with one of his trainees. He said they seen it. And I guess the trainee panicked pretty bad, which I don't blame them. But until next time, be safe. Thank you for all of the supportive comments, and God bless.